Hello, friends. I'm so glad you're here. And this is like our first Tuesday night call. Does anybody already feel like this is going to be really good? I feel like this is better. I was excited about it all day and I've been praying about it all day. I connected with Christine Lowe last week concerning sharing a little bit about what she pulled from the cruise. So she's going to start out our call at the beginning here, sharing kind of how she earned it. It's going to be rather quick, you guys. She's not going to go through every single detail, but how she earned it, how she felt when she earned it. And man, she got on that boat and she earned 2 tickets. This cruise was worth, does anybody know? Like some people have said 4,000, some people have said 6,000. So I'm still waiting to hear back from corporate all over again how much this was worth, but that's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. She's going to share too, after attending the cruise, what it did for her as far as it pertains to how it's changing the way she wants to work her business going forward. First, I really, really want to make sure that I share a couple of announcements because I know we have a bunch going on. Believe me, I'm the one who like writes up the calendar and I'm like, this is a lot. This could be overwhelming. Okay, fine. It is overwhelming to me. So is this overwhelming to my team, right? But I think that the more we all realize that we have the same things happening every single week, for the most part, our brains are going to get used to it as we just dive in. So let me list these things super duper quick. You guys, we have something called daily dues. Have you heard of it? It's a little chat. And for the rest of November and December, I am just putting in things for you to do daily. Something to post, something, I forget what they all are right now, something to share, something to say. I mean, stories, stuff for your stories, a quick thing to send to your customers. It might be a blessing to you. My favorite part of that is something to learn. There's always a little video or a podcast to pop in on. Highly recommend joining that. Let me know in the chat if you want in daily dues. Also, Thursday night's messenger party is going to be different. And I know some of you are going to be like, what are you thinking? But I've decided to make it weight loss focused because we never do that. And I just figure I have so many customers who are like, I'd really like to lose weight. What do I do? Right. And then people who come in who say they're like, oh, it'd be nice to lose weight. And then you find out in a couple of months, I didn't lose any weight. And so I'm quitting my products. And you're like, why didn't you just be honest with me in the first place? So Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central is a weight loss focus. I'm actually opening that tomorrow. So you guys can start adding. This Friday is the beginning of our 14-day challenge. Sip, shake, move. Here's what we're tweaking. It's $5 to get in still, okay? But basically, if somebody has a 100 PV order set for November, you can invite them and add them into the group. And I'm flat out going to tell you, I'm not going to be checking to see if they have a 100 PV order. I'm flat out going to say, use this to bless your customers, use this to bless your business. So if you have somebody who's been taking, like Reba did for so long, oh my goodness, Reba, what was it? I think X Factor and ProBio 5, get them in the group so that they can win the cast challenges and experience some of our culture, okay? Next thing, if you have your calendar out or a little B for your bonnet, November 28th, 29th, and 30th is a team reset time. So if you're like, I need to do a reset, but I'm putting it off, do it with us and tell your customers to come join you. Okay. That's at the end of the month. I love it because it's like a week after Thanksgiving. I mean, who wouldn't want to do one before Christmas, right? So my strategy personally, as I look at what we have going on right now with like the Thursday night messenger events, right? With Friday beginning our 14-day challenge with our reset at the end of the month, is that it would be fabulous to get my customers and potentials into the weight loss messenger chat and then encourage them in there to order, right? And get into the sip, shake, move 14-day challenge and draw them in more to our culture. And then those people be like, hey, do you want to just do a reset at the end of the 14-day challenge? So little strategy ideas for you, but you can work this however you wish. Okay, we're going to get into Christine. Christine Lowe, will you share with us All things cruise. So proud of you all over again, all cruise earners. And I'm going to say non-cruise earners too. That was a difficult contest. We had so many people coming so close to earning the buddy ticket. Christine, I'm so glad you're sharing tonight from Starbucks.
From Starbucks. Yes, thanks for asking. This was something when Plexus first announced they were going to have this cruise. I'm like, oh, I don't know that I'll make it. I mean, I really had that mindset. And my husband's like, well, why not? And I'm like, oh my gosh, you always are like the voice of reason. But when I started looking at the possibility and mapping it out, I'm like, oh, I can do this. And I had to have a piece of paper that said, this is what I need to do in order to move forward. My husband asked me two questions. One was, what happens if you make it on the cruise with me? I'm like, oh, that would be so wonderful. I want to get you out. I want you to enjoy something because you sacrificed so much for our family. And then two, the second question was, what if you don't make it, Chris? I'm like, I'm going to be okay because I will have worked hard. I will have put mindset into, I want to do this for my family and I will touch people's lives. So either way, I know this is cliche, but it was a win-win. But in July, when I found out I earned it, I was numb. And many of you know that I earned it because of my husband. I had a goal in mind. I had a finish line. And then I found out he couldn't go. And I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'll just take my son Colton. It's his, senior year. But what ended up happening was it humbled me. My husband did get to go because HR had messed up. He had 9 days left of vacation. We had an amazing time. It was great for him to see what Plexus is. When you hear about Plexus One, or One Plexus, it really is, everybody is there encouraging each other. When I was in line at customs, I got to meet some other people that were gonna, encourage each other, because really Plexus is a company that loves people, and we're not just a number. We have a name. I got to talk to Alec Clark real quick and talk to him about Evel Knievel, because he gave a thing about bacon. Remind us to talk to you about bacon. It's an acronym. And he's like, I remember you because I earned the True Retreat the last October, which was, again, life-changing, because I get to meet all of these women who we all work with daily on Bridget's team, and we encourage each other. But the one thing that helped me was setting goals. If I don't have my goals on paper, I can't look at them and go, oh, I need to work here. Oh, I've done this. I can check it off. I am definitely a check mark. I have to do paper. My phone and notes don't work for me. Three-way conversations. I think those are so important because they do give validation. We all hear that a lot, but I think we really need to take advantage of those three-way conversations and actually begin listening more, because I recognize I was at Leaders Retreat on that cruise and I wanted to hear people's stories, and I was recognizing I need to ask more questions of people because I want to know more about their story. I want to know how they got interested in wanting to even use the products, and then why they started to share, and then how did you go from here to there. I'd like to know that. But I made a gold that helped. I made a gold with Nicole Gleason, who then made a gold as well in Sarah Carey. And helping others succeed helped me be able to treat my husband, and that was a blessing. But mapping how to go. So there, one other thing was, I want more. I don't know about you ladies, but I want to do this more. I want to see all of you and hug all of you. But I also want to spoil my husband and change the trajectory of our family. I want to be able to do what somebody told me. There was a gentleman I met in our hotel in Fort Lauderdale who was going on a cruise. His name was Andy, and he's from Ireland. And man, he was in the Royal Navy. He was hilarious, but he was very, very truthful. And he says, I do not understand Americans. You work, 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 only to retire, then travel. You've wasted your life. And I'm like, so then we got on the ship that day. I'm like, I don't want to wait until 65 or 67 to travel, because then I'll be old and I could die. And then where did my life go? I want to do something for people. And this is my mission field. And I recognize that. And so when I don't show up, I'm not showing up with what the Lord has placed on my heart. And that is to help and serve people well. So I'm just going to continue showing up and mapping. If you need help mapping, ask Bridget. She's very good at that. I'm learning how to map better. And my team and I talk about what our goals are. And I want to make them attainable. And so what are the small bites I can take? Sorry, somebody is trying to call my daughter's phone. So that was it. Please mute me because I can't do that at the moment. Always technology with me.
Goodness, I'm muting myself. So technology problems here too. That was amazing. It was very, very inspiring. I love that you basically said, like, by helping others, I was able to bless my husband with this trip. I'm like, whoa, that's really how this gig works. I mean, to put it in simple terms. Thank you, friend. You guys, I want to make mention of this next trip that's coming up in February. And maybe you're thinking, why another trip so soon? What is going on? It's a 1-year type of thing. This is not going to happen again. Plexus is going to make Leaders Retreat always happening in February in the future. But they created this cruise last minute and they were like, we got to follow through with it. People are working so hard. Okay. But here's the deal. Punta Cana. It's a contest. It's amazing. It's a shiny, sparkly thing. And many people did earn it in the first or second month because there were double credits, okay? But I want you guys to, like, if you're thinking, nope, there's no way I can earn it. Nope, I'm not going to focus on that. That is just, it's too far away. I've seen my credits. Then you know what? Don't think about it. We are not doing this for the trips. Most of you are not. And you guys, when you earn the kind of money that I'm earning right now, you're going to be able to take any trip you want, whenever you want, however you want. Believe me, these are sparkly things to help you grow your business. But what we're finding is that these leaders retreats, the cruise and Punta Cana, really aren't focused on leadership and overall team growth. They are focused on your ability to sell and, yes, help your level ones share with others. Okay, so that is like recruiting and duplicating. But I'm going to be very forthright and transparent right now, as always, concerning my points, concerning where I'm at. You guys, I've earned Punta Cana and my points have never been so low. Okay, never been so low. I shouldn't say that. But this stage in the game, I'm like, I don't understand how I earned Punta Cana with my points so low. It goes to show, it shows I'm a good recruiter. But you guys, like, focus on going silver every month. Focus on adding one. Focus on helping somebody else add one. And we all know what happens when we help somebody add one. We say, hey, you just earned $35. Earn 2 more. Sorry, bring on 2 more and you're earning $300, right? So let's keep that our focus. We want stable businesses. I want to grow in points. You know why? Points equal people. Okay. I want our income to keep going up, and I want my points to go up because it shows that your points are going up and your income is going up. So just because you weren't on that cruise does not mean that your income is not going to go up this month, next month, the month after. I can see it for you. Okay. So, hey, we are talking a little bit about something today, and it's going to be probably a part 1, part 2. I'm going to try to pare it down though, so we can do this in one call. You guys, I'm talking about the art of starting over, because I am in a season of realizing that I need fresh passion and fresh focus in order to confidently and consistently show up to my own business this season in November of 2023. Anybody else feel that way? Do you feel like you could use some fresh passion and fresh focus? Tell me in the chat. I really, really, really want to know. And I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and I want you to be honest here in the chat, or just raise your hand. Have you ever thought about taking a break from your Plexus business? Maybe you're taking one right now. Have you ever thought about quitting your Plexus business? Tell me how many times, basically, right, Allie? Like, I don't know, 900. I always used to say, like, I think I used to say 918 times or something, because I cannot put a number on it. So these 2 thoughts, these feelings, not only are they normal, but they are to be expected on a journey like this one. You guys, we've all had those days. We've all had these thoughts. And it's not just network marketers that have been through these thoughts and feelings. Okay. Let us remember it's all entrepreneurs. So the self-doubt, the challenges, the difficulties, it's the struggle, right? It's the overcoming rejection. For me right now, and I know a lot of you feel this way because we talk, okay? It's facing some of our weaknesses and letting them humble us rather than letting them destroy us, letting them show us, oh, I've got some growing to do. I've got some learning to do. I've got some skills to strengthen, and I can strengthen these skills, right? Rather than being like condemned and destroyed over it. Also, can I say this? We focus so much on weaknesses naturally, especially as women. I'm sure men do too, but all I know is women. So there you have it. If we're focusing on our weaknesses, it's going to be a problem in this industry. We want to help you find your strengths. You all have strengths. And if you don't know what they are, I want to help you find them, because when we show up there, we're more passionate and more confident, and we're going to be more consistent. Okay. So over the last 7 years, I was literally planning for this call and I almost said hundreds, but over the last 7 years, I've had dozens and dozens and dozens of conversations with people on our team and off of our team, because I get the messages in my inbox. Some I cannot even open. It's just too much, you guys. Like when you go Jewel, everybody's like, tell me how you did it. And you're like, oh, I just gotta enjoy a little bit of the freedom that I've worked for, right? Take care of my family, take care of my own team, keep my own business running. But you guys, people have messaged me about these thoughts of taking breaks and quitting, saying they all say the same thing. Like, you are not alone. Maybe I'm not meant for this. Oh my goodness. Maybe this isn't for me. I've said this next one. Maybe I just need to be more realistic and stop trying because I'm spinning my wheels. Maybe I don't have the time for this. Or how about this? Maybe I don't want to make the time for this. Anybody said any of these things? Maybe I don't have the discipline for this. So I want to tell you what I found after having these types of conversations with people, but also I want to move into the solution that I have found for myself when I have felt these very, very big, overwhelming feelings of wanting to take a break or quit. And by the way, this is not to bring on condemnation or shame to you or to myself for ever feeling these feelings or even quitting for a while. We've had people quit and come back or be like, I'm taking a break, and they're just gone. Poof, they stop everything. And then they come back, and they do come back recharged. Okay. I know, and I shouldn't say I know for a fact. I believe there are many here that end up suffering much shame in this business. Anybody feel shame when they've like gone backwards in points, or when they're like, to be honest with you, I'm not even doing customer care right now. You know what I mean? So the last thing I want to do is to heap that upon you. No, we want to take these burdens off of you, make sure that you're not alone, and make sure that you know that there is a solution to some of these feelings, okay? So what I've noticed is that those who want to take a break or quit haven't yet experienced the joy of scheduling in rest and scheduling in off the phone time alongside their plexus work. And let's face it, most of us got dropped in here by who I believe is the Lord. And we're like, what in the world is this plexus land? I'm going to do this all day because it is so fun and I have so much passion. And then, oh, I'm starting to like message somebody named Jessica Radke. Should not keep my phone on like that. So I'm tapping my phone. But you guys, like we fall into this business and then we're like, overwhelmed, supercharged, but like in the best way. And then we get to the point where the honeymoon phase is over and we're like, oh, I guess this isn't for me. Other people have so much charisma and so much passion, but like not me. I cannot handle these people turning off their subscriptions, right? Some of this is literally because we haven't been resting and we didn't mean to not rest. We just got dumped into this and we found something amazing and we didn't know how to work it in a healthy way. Okay. I was that girl. Oh my goodness. I hit Senior Ruby in a year. And that year, I feel like I had some crashing months where I was like, whoa, can I keep doing this? And then I stayed at Ruby for a whole year. And looking back, I'm kind of glad there was a lot I needed to learn. The Lord knew. But upon having these feelings of quitting and taking breaks, you guys, what I have also found from conversations with you and with others is that these people, same with me, are usually in a season of experiencing a loss of customers or people turning off their orders or business builders leaving or going quiet. You know, when just you stop seeing a business builder and you're like, they haven't been in my chat for a week. And then you're like, 3 weeks. Oh, okay. It's been a month, right? Maybe it's been lowered points, discouragement, or lack of retention. Maybe you're adding people and you're still going backwards in points. Been there. It's a horrible feeling, horrible feeling. But basically what I want to say is I've never seen a soul that wants to take a break or quit during a season of blessing or of growth. Does that make sense? When people's points are going up, they're not coming to me and saying, I think I need to take a break or quit. You guys, this obviously shows that there are many of us that tend to be led by feelings and by circumstances. And I know that I am. That is always going to be my tendency because I'm a human. I am growing in this area, right? There we go, being human again. So we are not robots and we're still learning. I'm still learning at the age of 46 that one must simply not be led by feelings, right? This is stuff that we're all teaching our children. I'm positive, right? While we fly off the handle sometimes and freak out. And then we're like, oops, mama just responded with her feelings. So you guys, before Plexus, I'm just going to tell you, I was a quitter in so many different areas. I can list a couple for you. Okay. Before Plexus, I quit swing dancing. You guys, I was getting good. Looking back, I'm like, I had an amazing partner. Like I should have quit college and gone and taught. Truly, I regret doing that. My biggest regret of my life. Okay. I quit swing dancing because I thought I wasn't good enough. Same with piano, same with voice lessons. The lady also told me I had no potential. That did not help. I already thought that, but then to have somebody confirm that, I was like, oh my gosh, how embarrassing. I got to go. I cannot, this is just so embarrassing. But you guys, it was the same with network marketing with another network marketing company. I'd worked for 8 years and my highest paycheck was $222. That's exhausting, right? And I will tell you this, something else I quit that many of you guys do not know about was my own health and wellness blog that I was working on constructing. My husband for years was like, you need to get your stuff out there. You're always like messaging people and trying to teach them things. You need to put it all in one place. But I just, my pride got the best of me, taking the time to do it. I had like 3 people join and I had worked so hard for a couple months and I'm like, so embarrassing. Guys, what do you hear right now? Pride. This isn't worth it. You know, the biggest mistake of my life too. I could have an amazing blog right now, right? Okay. So I will also say those who continually want to pull back or take a break are usually the ones who are not pouring into themselves regularly. Anybody sometimes forget to do your own professional care? We can call it personal growth. You guys, I'm telling you, a huge reason why my mindset was where it was through Senior Ruby and into Emerald and Sapphire and Diamond is because I had a habit of listening to a YouTube video or a training like 5 days a week on my elliptical or in my home. I didn't realize what I was doing is I was keeping my mind focused on my own journey and replacing my negative junk with things that I could do. That it was reminding me to keep my blinders on and to continue remembering my dreams and remembering why I was doing this for the dreams of my team, my future team. You guys, in faith, I'd be like, dear God, thank you for my 2 business builders. I could totally name them right now too. And I just thank you in faith for all and that are coming. I was literally like, give me faith to believe this, Lord, because this is nuts. Now I see you and I'm like, do you understand? I see you as an answer to prayer. Okay. So you guys, You don't have to listen to a whole YouTube video every single day or read even a chapter a day of a book. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day into strengthening your professional network marketing mindset. It works. It helps dramatically. Okay, I've also found that those who have a difficult time compartmentalizing their daily work, even if it's like a half an hour, you guys, it's usually because they might be going through a really hard personal struggle in their marriage and their home with children, work outside the home life. I cannot even imagine you moms that work outside the home and have children. I'm like, how do you, it's amazing. Like, you guys are amazing. So I'm just going to flat out say, I am told, I cannot see on a regular basis. I have been told often, you just seem like you have the most peaceful life. Oh, and just things are so smooth and your marriage is so good and your kids are so obedient and they're smiling. I am so grateful for my life. But during my road, I will say, from even emerald to diamond, and I want this to be relatable, and some of you guys are going to be like, yeah, but at least we're getting an emerald paycheck. I am just saying that there were trials that came during certain stages that I was ready to quit over, you guys. I had a marriage struggle from the last end of emerald into diamond. Dave and I hit some times that, I mean, in our then 15, 16 years of marriage, we had never hit. And it lasted like 4 months. And I felt like sick every day. And we had to work through some rough things, you guys. Can I just say how hard it was to post every day? To have the mental, emotional aptitude to do that? Do you know what kept me going? The faith of believing that there was a team of people I wanted to do this with, number one. But I mean, goodness, there were a lot of things that kept me going, you guys, but barely. I mean, I was hanging on to the Lord for dear life, okay? Relationship struggles within my inner circle, which literally I let the legs be cut out from under me. There was a season of that where the pain was so deep, I had a hard time believing anybody would ever follow me or listen to me ever again, like that anybody would ever join me and Plexus again, let alone let me coach them, okay? My stomach would just turn thinking about popping in to my customers. I just did not want to work. So if you are in a time, I just want to flat out say right now, if you're watching the recording or you're on here right now and you're going through a really awful time of life, I want to pray for you. Message me. You don't even have to tell me the details if you don't want to, or you can. But I want to say that it is possible. I'm going to say it, to show up in the middle of that. Also, nobody's going to judge you if you do pull back or need to take a break. But I believe it is possible to continue forward, but within a different way, with a different plan. And we're going to talk about that next, okay? Many of you guys know, after my big abdominal surgery last year, I went through a 3-month zone of really low mood, brain fog, just super inflamed. I was struggling. I was definitely fighting depression. I had to rebuild my gut. Many of you were there with me and prayed with me through it. Getting on team calls, I would literally cry to my husband. I cannot get on there and smile and have oomph and excitement. And he would pray for me, and somehow it happened. You guys, so much of this job is literally, especially if you're a Christian here, trusting God, asking him for strength, and having the outside support. You can't do this alone. I'm here for you. Your team is here for you. Okay. I'm wanting to bring up some of the hard. Okay. I'm going to bring up one more hard thing that maybe some of you don't know. And I pray this makes me a little bit more relatable in some way to give you strength. Okay. I know we're like half an hour in here, so I understand too, if you've got to go, but we actually had a child in our home who was going through something very, very hard. This was in 2022. And this lasted for nearly 7 months. And I needed to literally spend hours every single day with this child. Okay. They were not cutting themselves or doing anything like that. I know that actually we have people on our team who've gone through stuff like that, like children harming themselves. He actually, I will just say, was harming himself in a certain way. Okay. It was the scariest thing I've ever been through. And There are many on this call actually who prayed with us through that. And my boy is thriving. Praise God. But I had to tweak completely the way I worked and sat down and did my IPAs. I had less time than ever. And when I came to social, man, whew, I had to breathe deep and think of others because I felt like I was drowning myself, right? Like it's like I was just being kept up above the water just enough to show up. So I just want you to know this really is possible to continue showing up to your business, but it's probably going to take some tweaking. Okay. So basically, I'm going to flat out say this. And maybe this is something you want to put up on your bathroom mirror. It's something that I had like at the top of my little notebook. I had a yellow notebook that I used for years. And I wrote, I found reasons to quit. I have found reasons to quit, but I have found more reasons to stay. And you know what? Seeing your faces, I'm like, whew, that's a reason to stay. All the people that need what we have found with our health. And yes, even with the extra $100 in our paycheck, right? People are looking for what we have. So here's a solution I have for you. When your business is feeling slow or you're feeling discouraged or paralyzed, paralyzation, I don't know. I don't feel like there's much worse than that, right? Anybody feel paralyzed? Or burn out, or your personal life is extra hard. Number one, I want you to surrender your business to God all over again. It was his business when you first ordered your products. It was his business when you were on the top of the world and, going silver, and your upline put that graphic. Can you see your graphic and your page? And you're like, I can do this. I can help other people do this too. When you added 3 people in 1 month, or maybe you added 6 people in 1 month and earned that iPad or whatever else we earned for the 6. When you used to wake up excited to post every day, you guys give your business back to the Lord, because he's still God, and he will give you the strength to carry on, but he is also the one who's going to give you the wisdom to be open to being coached on how to tweak things as you go forward. Second thing, put on your blinders. And I'm going to call it what it is. When we do not have our blinders on and we're looking at others, jealousy creeps up. And in God's word, there is a scripture, and I'm like, oh no, please help me remember it. It says, I'm going to have to look up the exact version because I really don't want to botch it. But where jealousy and envy exists, there will be every evil thing. The envy, the jealousy, looking at sidelines like, oh, I wish I could be like her. I wish I could be like her, whatever it is. If you're bitter at your upline or your customers, this can happen too. Be really honest with yourself, you guys. Deal with those feelings as they come. Forgive your customers for going back on their word and turning off their subscription. Truly, because this bitterness will just tear you apart and you're going to want to quit. Okay. We have to decide to just stop the blame game, stop blaming yourself, stop blaming your upline, your husband, your children. And here's what I want you to do. Here's the solution right here. Decide on 2 to 3 little things you can continue to do during your funky week or month or season. Okay. You decide 2 or 3 things. You can decide these things with your uplines. You can decide these with me. This is one of my favorite things to help people with. Like, decide to post your mixing of your slim in stories every day. You're mixing it up anyways. Film it, put it in your stories, or film your Probio 5 and your Bio Cleanse every night. Seriously, do it. And then grab a couple of slides from GG Social, right? That's our other Facebook page with all sorts of stuff for your social media, and put it in stories every day. Second, maybe you want to decide to pop in on 1 customer daily. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like when people say, I need to take a break, I'm doing too much, I'm working all the time, I'm on my phone all day long, I'm doing all these things. I'm like, when was the last time you checked in on 1 customer a day? How long does that really take? Right? I feel like sometimes we really have to be honest with ourselves as to why we're quitting, why we want to pull back. Is it that we are putting like our emotional, I don't know, where are we finding the heaviness in our business? We have to like call it out and be like, fine, I'm so sick of going to customers and then having them turn off their subscriptions. This used to happen to me all the time. I had these seasons where I would go check in on customers and they're like, oh, by the way, I want to like stop my products for a while. And I'm like, I'm going to stop checking in because when I check in on people, I feel like they just want to quit. Has it ever been that way? I'm like, I don't know why that happens during certain seasons, but it does. Okay. So we've really got to make it less about ourselves and more about who we are called to serve. And that could just be one customer a week, checking in on them. A third thing you could do is to decide to post 3 times a week. 1 personal post and maybe 2 Plexus testimonials. You don't have to write anything special for a Plexus testimonial, right? You got to tweak some of the wording to make it compliant, but that's it. That is doable. Those things could be done in 20 minutes a day. So if you are in a season like that, that is a way you can scale back and still show up. I kind of want to address something really quick about why I feel like it is hard for people to start over in these ways and actually to want a solution. I think it's actually way easier to quit. Let's face it, the relief that we have when we're like, I'm taking a break and I'm telling my upline I'm taking a break. And I'm not poo-pooing this. This happens all the time, you guys. And I think I'm gonna quit. There is a huge like, oh, I'm free. Oh, I don't have to post anymore or worry about stories or my darn customers, right? Right? Okay. Oh, I'm hearing somebody right now who's talking or somebody. But I love that laugh because whoever just laughed, they're like, I'm with you. Was it Jessica Peterson? I hope it was. You guys, it's hard to start over though, because maybe we've started over numerous times and we're telling ourselves that nothing has changed and things are worse than ever. Maybe the reason why nothing changed though is that we didn't set ourselves up for success because we didn't know how and we didn't get help to do so. And this brings me to the next point. We really need new habits in order to start over in a fresh way that like actually feels good. There's nothing wrong with wanting to feel good in your business. I want peace and joy in my business every day because I know that when I'm at a place of peace and joy, I am more passionate, I'm more confident, and I'm more consistent, right? But I will just say this. We need a simple plan and a couple of new habits. And this is not easy. What do people always say? Habits take like 21 days to form new habits. So you guys, many of us got to this quitting place because we had bad habits and no plan. Anybody like that? I will flat out say that is why I have gotten to most of my quitting. Oh, I love these hands. Marlisa, you and me. High five. Hi, sister. Love you. Yeah, that is absolutely why. We didn't know what we were getting into, and we didn't realize that this really is a growth program for us to learn how to fail forward and keep getting back up again, right? With a compensation plan attached to it. So I will say this too, you guys, most of us, when we joined this business, we didn't realize that we would have to continually pour into our own belief as we went forward. We're like, oh, I have to keep my customers' belief high that our products work, that our compensation plan is awesome, that the business is a blessing, and that I believe they could do this. But you guys, we need that just as much as our customers need that and all of our business builders. And we don't realize that when we come into this, okay? We all need that. So this is why starting over is the best, and this is where we're going to end. Because, and ask me how I know, starting over is something that you can do every single day. And I have to bring up the Christians here. on this call right now, his mercies really are new every morning. Whether you believe they are or not, they are. Whether you feel they are or not, they are. But the renewing of the mind has to start with you, putting truth in here, okay? So starting over is something that you can do every single day. And what a blessing to remember. I have to remind myself of this, is that you're not starting over in the same place that you started last year or last month or even yesterday, you guys. You are starting over from a place of experience now. Okay, the next reason why starting over is seriously the best is because it's very, very relatable. And you're going to help lots of other people realize that it's okay to start over and tweak the way they are working, and that everybody is going to do this differently. Everybody's going to have different goals. Everybody's going to be able to pop in on different calls and on different challenges and do a certain amount of IPAs, a certain amount of days a week, right? We want all people to feel welcome here, whether they want to be a gold and earn $800 a month, which guess what adds up to? Golds, when they're earning $800 a month, you guys, that is $10,000 a year. What could your family do with an extra $10,000 a year? What could your neighbors do, or your friends from church do with an extra $10,000 a year? You guys, we've got to be okay with starting over and helping others figure out how to work this business and achieve their goals. It might not be emerald. It might not be diamond, at least for a season. You just don't know. So also, starting afresh allows your mind to be set free from yesterday and to deal with any false guilt or anything that you might be convicted over that you need to deal with. If you have bitterness, repent of it and ask the Lord to take it away. Ask for forgiveness, right? Let that go. Let him massage your heart through that. Literally, you will feel so relieved. I am not kidding. And you might even find that spark again a lot sooner than you ever could have imagined. And it will help you find your new groove. Okay, the next, your dreams. I'm going to say something so cheeseball right now. Are you ready? Your dreams are worth it. Your dreams are worth it. Getting into a home that might be better suited for your family is worth it. Having a new car that's covered by Plexus has definitely been worth it. Our Suburban, which I don't even like, I think it costs like $80,000 or $90,000. It's completely covered by Plexus. We're paying it off with the car bonus stipend that we get every single month. That's, I think it's like almost $900 a month. That's our family car, you guys. That is a huge blessing. That carts our whole family around, right? Having freedom to choose other options for your family and travel and groceries and education and extracurriculars and giving to others and, time freedom to do what you and your family feel called to do. I'm going to say this too, your future team is worth it. Are you willing to have faith and believe that there are other people that need what you have? That's the only way to go further in this business anyways, you guys, is to find more people to serve. So don't forget about those future people. Don't forget about them. Pray for them in faith. Okay. I think that's where I'm going to end. I have like notes that I'm going to pull up real quick to make sure I didn't miss anything. I will tell you this to end. Even though I have had so many of those days when I wanted to quit, I decided I was going to look for a reason to stay. I did a post today on Facebook about the book of Ecclesiastes, and I've never really enjoyed the book of Ecclesiastes. I just haven't. As I read through the Bible, I'm like, oh, this isn't my favorite book. Oh, I like this verse and this verse and this verse, but okay, we're moving on, right? But I did a post today about something I'm learning from the book of Ecclesiastes, and that is bad days, that there are a lot of just hard times and bad days on this earth. Okay, there just are. And if you're always looking for tomorrow to be, when tomorrow's better, then I'm going to do this. Tomorrow could be better. There is nothing like hope, right? That things can get better. I do understand that healing can happen, that friendships can be restored, all those things. Hope is fantastic. But you guys, there is something really special when you realize amidst the bad days, I should say, the bad days, there are little gifts. And we have to be willing to look for those little gifts and little blessings in this life. Otherwise, we're going to miss them. And it's going to be very, very sad. I've had rough days with homeschooling. Oh my goodness, the patience levels and the juggling all the things. And then the whining and the kids not wanting to do school. I mean, all the things. I know you've experienced the same with your children, with character things and homework and all of that, juggling everything in a home. But it has been those little reasons to stay that I have found that have helped me continue homeschooling. Right. And I'm like, oh, thank you, Lord, for giving me those tiny little blessings of like being able to cuddle my child in the middle of the day and, you know, pray for them and read to them when they would be at school instead, or whatever it is. It is the same with this job. Think and ask God about reasons to stay. Have hope. Take out a pen and paper and write down reasons to stay so that you can bring it to mind, that you could recall it during those really, really hard days. So there's always a reason to quit. There's always a reason to stay. This business isn't going to be perfect because it's filled with imperfect people, but it is better than so many other things. And we are definitely better together. Are we not? It's a very, very, very precious group. And there are 53 comments. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to figure out a way to save this here. Okay. I felt very long-winded. All of this stuff was really, really, really on my mind through this week as I was with family, thinking of you, thinking of my own journey. You guys, a lot of this is literally coming from my own feelings. You guys know you're not stupid. You can tell I'm a feeler, schmealer, and a wild, I don't know. I'm not naturally organized. I'm not naturally consistent or disciplined. These are skills that I slowly have had to learn, and I know that you can too. So I hope that you find reasons to stay, and I am here to help you figure out what that might look like for you. There's no shame here. There is no guilt tripping. Just know I love your faces. You are an answer to prayer. You are a gift. And if you're a gift to me, I can just imagine how many people are going to be a gift to learn from you, hear from you, be blessed by you. I want to make mention of something that happened last night. I was on a call with Reva Sanborn and Christy Mastrolia, and wow, did we have a rich time. We went through 2 chapters in our Failing Forward book, which that's another thing I would have loved to share tonight, but there's no way we have time. Right, Reba? Page 128 with the lists, the big old lists. Oh, but something that now I'm totally spacing on what Reba shared that was so amazing, because actually there were a handful of things that both her and Christy shared. What was it, Reba? And now she's gone. She's like, I don't know. I'm just done here. I don't even remember. You guys, it's getting late and I've been talking for too long all by myself. But I want to hear feedback. Then I'm going to ponder what Reba said that was so amazing. What are many things? Anybody want to share anything or have anything on their mind? Or should I be looking in comments? It's really, really good to see your faces.
I think I found it. Was it when we were talking about facing our inadequacies, like the difference between facing them and reviewing them?
That was really, really good too. It was something else, but do you want to share that real quick? Oh, you were getting your book. Oh, you were like, she's running away. She's like, get me out of here.
No, it's like, give me a minute. No, just at least for me, that one was just, there's a difference between reviewing them and facing them. Like when we review them, we just repeat them over and over and over to ourselves. And that does not build us up. But when we face them, we decide to do something to grow and change. So there's a difference.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, a lot of what we talked about was taking risks and how this job is taking a risk. Maybe some of you can relate to this. The biggest risk I took with this business was the time I was spending away from my family or in my phone. I kept thinking, oh boy, Lord, like, this is my one life. I'm spending all this time in my phone. Like, this is a risk. And I would tell my husband that, do I still need to be doing this? Is this wise? And he would say something to this effect. And I was thinking about this as we were looking in our book study last night. Well, decide whether or not the goal is worth the risks involved. If it is, stop worrying. The reality is that everything in life is risky. If you want to avoid all risk, then don't do any of the following. Listen to this, you guys. Don't ride in a car. They cause 20% of all fatal accidents. Don't travel by air, rail, or water. 16% of all accidents result from these activities. Don't stay at home. 17% of all accidents happen here. You guys, you're taking a risk by not stepping out and maybe tweaking your daily actions just a little bit and giving yourself a chance. You really are. Let's fail forward together. When I say fail forward, I mean, let's learn together from our failures instead of like beating ourselves up, condemning ourselves, being like, this was supposed to look different. I was gold. I lost all my people. You guys, we've had people on our team that has happened to. They've lost everybody from gold. I have a friend named Emily who was a diamond and she went down to senior ruby points in a year and she rebuilt. And now she is like double diamond. Meaning her and her husband are both diamonds. That's how many people have come. But she never would have known that was going to happen if she had not tweaked things and decided to take the risk and continue forward and learn from her mistakes rather than, like what Reba said, just reflecting over, right, our weaknesses is totally different than facing them and being like, bring it. I'm here for it. I'm learning. I'm marching forward no matter what. Ali says, God is amazing at rebuilding things. Amen, friend. And we've seen him do it over and over again, haven't we, in our businesses? All of our conversations. Oh my goodness. I recently listened to a podcast where the counselor mentioned self-sabotage. I feel like I have patterns of self-sabotage to address. Can we all just say, Reba, you are not alone? I mean, I feel like Liz Kroll is smiling right now. I just saw her little like smile. Yeah, we feel you. You're not alone. So let's figure out a way to tweak this. Let's find our joy and peace again. That could mean deciding to do a couple actions a day and trying to find one person to go bless. Let's start there. Why don't we start there instead of giving up completely? Let's do this for our families. Let's do this for our kids. Let's show our networks that this is possible. There are people that definitely need what we have. It's so good to see all of you. Philomena, way to go, bringing on your new VIP. I see you. Nice work. Gary was like, whoop, whoop. Hi, Rachel. Are you going to be able to join us on Tuesday nights? Carlina, you too. Maxie's here. Maxie, I'm just not seeing you. Welcome. You guys have to follow Maxie. She is adorable. Hi, Sarah. Are you going to come on Tuesdays? I need to see if anybody's answering me. Hi, Jay Mitch. I can't believe you're here, even with all of your little ones and your little girl that's not a baby anymore. I just remember that last call when she was like, she got stuck under the table. She was crawling around under the table. That team call. That seems like yesterday. Hi, Jessica Peterson. You know, I love seeing you here. Okay. Love you. Thanks, Amanda West. I see you on your YouTube channel. All those followers are all going to join you, I'll bet. You're like, this is how I have the energy to redo this entire hotel. You guys, go follow Amanda West. Her and her husband are crazy. They're amazing, accomplishing big things. Okay, love you guys. I'm going to let you go. Let me know how you liked this call. Message me. Tell me what you liked, didn't like. You're probably going to all be like, it was way too long. I know. I'm going to go put this up on YouTube and get it back out to you and hope to see you in our group on Friday. Get your customers into the group. Say, just give me your $5. Let's do it together. Bye. Love you all very, very much. Bye.